The new additions of James Harden, Dennis Schroder, and Ellis fit like a glove in the Cavs system. Schroder and give the Cavs a slight upgrade at the point of attack defensively, two guards who can navigate through screens, bring toughness on the defensive end, play in the gaps, disrupt handoff actions, and most importantly, when it comes time for the playoffs, can take on the defensive assignments of guarding Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, and LaMelo Ball. James Harden being more available than Darius Garland, playing a total of 47 games to Darius Garland's 26 games this season, takes pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, who's had to carry a ton of offensive baggage to keep the Cleveland Cavaliers up in the standings. Not only does James Harden take pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, we get to see players like Jalen Tyson, Porter Jr., Sam Merrill, Jared Allen benefit from playing alongside James Harden. In the Cavs win against Denver, Sam Merrill starts in the left corner, and it's a stagger action for Merrill to come off two screens set by Harden and Allen and curl up to the top of the key. James Harden connects on the first screen. Jamal Murray has difficulty getting through the screen and now is trailing behind the play. Jared Allen steps in front for good measures. Jonas Valanciunas is in a deep drop coverage and is nowhere near to contest Sam Merrill's shot. Jamal is behind the shooter, meaning this is a clean and makeable shot for one of the league's best three-point shooters. There's going to be a lot of guards screening for one another in this Cavs offense. Porter Jr. is going to slip out of this ghost screen. Harden finds the pocket pass, leading Porter Jr. to the paint. Russell Westbrook is behind his defensive assignment. Porter Jr. gets 2 feet inside the paint. Dylan Cardwell has to come over as a weak side low man to take away a potential floater, short mid-range, or drive to the rim. Craig Porter Jr. has momentum going to the rim. Cardwell leaves his feet, and Jared Allen plays the dunker spot, gets the drop-off pass, and gets an easy dunk at the rim. Cleveland having so much depth, legitimately a 10-man rotation right now, and that's not including Evan Mobley, Max Strus, and Dean Wade, who are all out with injury. Head coach Kenny Atkinson can manipulate his 5-man lineup on the basketball court, so when everyone is healthy, he can play a double big lineup, 5-out offense, 3 guards, 2 bigs, positionless basketball. I'm intrigued with the lineup of 4 guards and 1 center. Jared Allen has been dominating when he's surrounded by 4 guards who can spread the floor and shoot the basketball. Small sample size of 3 games, but since adding Dennis Schroder, Ellis, and James Harden, Jared Allen has been averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, shooting 84% from the field. He's been literally spoon-fed ever since the February 5th trade deadline. He's a good offensive player that can make smart decisions in the short roll, out of the dunker spot, and in the mid-post. When you space the floor around him, he knows how to make a play for the Cavaliers offense. To set this play up, Dennis Schroder received a screen from Jared Allen, forcing DeMar to switch on to Allen. The floor is spaced out with 4 guards, Keon, Dennis, James, Craig Porter Jr. Entry pass goes inside to Jared, who can play in the mid-post with a smaller defender on his back. With the floor being spaced out, Allen wastes no time getting to his spot. Drop step, 2 points for the Cavs. Here's another example. 4 guards, Harden, Mitchell, Tyson, Merrill spacing the floor. Jared Allen is going to run up and set a screen for James, but before he can even set the screen, James throws the ball to Donovan. Allen adjusts, makes himself available for a pass, and with 3 Nugget players above the free throw line, the spacing within the Cavs offense puts Denver's defense in trouble, and Jared Allen can make a play for himself or his teammate as a good decision maker. Brown rotates in front of the rim. Allen takes him one-on-one, plants that right foot into the ground, spins to his right for the easy finish. The spacing was so great, Sam Merrill is wide open in the corner. If Jared Allen is able to play this well when the floor is spread out, I expect Evan Mobley, who is more offensively skilled than Jared Allen, to play more forcefully with the spacing around him, to play in the post, to play out of a triple threat, to get downhill. Now, there is disadvantages playing 4 guards and having 1 center. You're a lot smaller on the perimeter and you can lose the rebounding battle, but in the correct scenario, I hope to see this lineup on the court for Kenny Atkinson's offense. I'm predicting the Cavs will have the best offense post All-Star break. There are different dimensions that are working very well offensively, such as the fit between Donovan Mitchell and James Harden playing alongside each other. Small sample size, but in 54 minutes, they have an offensive rating of 128 points per 100 possessions with a +7 net rating. They're both getting downhill, using their gravity as offensive players to keep the offense upbeat, willing passers, and elite shot makers that can raise your offensive ceiling. When the Cavs are fully healthy, the minutes between James Harden and Evan Mobley will be intriguing because I need to know, can James Harden unlock Evan Mobley? James Harden, even at the age of 36, is still one of the best point guards in the NBA, can still find you for the pocket pass, can throw the lob to the rim, can lead you to the rim as a big man so you can finish efficiently around the rim. And when you think about the course of James Harden's career, he's played with good to great big men. Dwight Howard, LaMarcus Aldridge, Clint Capella, Ivica Zubac, Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid won his MVP, James Harden, I'm pretty sure, was leading the league in assists. Ivica Zubac last season built such a great chemistry with James Harden in the pick and roll that Zubac was looking like an all-NBA player, was looking like an all-star caliber player due to James Harden making life easier for Zubac. So when he wanted it in the post, James Harden wasted no time giving it to Zubac so he can get to his push shot or he can get to his drop step move in the post. Clint Capella had his best statistical stats when playing alongside James Harden back in Houston. James Harden is more than capable of elevating the play of his center. And Evan Mobley last season really came onto the scene, right? Kenny Atkinson did a great job of putting the ball in his hands so Evan Mobley can initiate the offense. He can take his ball handling to another level. He can take his one-on-one matchup so he can get downhill and finish at the rim. So Evan Mobley, there was a leap within his game, and that's what helped the Cavaliers win 64 games. That's what made Evan Mobley an all-NBA player, an all-star player in the Eastern Conference. But it hasn't been a convincing season from Evan Mobley. He's still averaging 17 points and 8 rebounds this season, which is good stats, but a player like Evan Mobley who can do so much on the basketball court on both ends, we just anticipated that he will take another step within his game. And playing alongside James Harden, I feel as if Evan Mobley can now get an extra 4 to 6 points playing with James Harden. Empty side pick and roll, or maybe an action where Evan Mobley's at the top of the key, James Harden comes off in handoff action, and now they're both in a two-man game going to the basket. But maybe playing with James Harden, who, like I mentioned earlier, can really elevate the play and raise your ceiling overall as a team. Maybe James Harden can unlock Evan Mobley and we can finally start to see his full potential as a basketball player. Cleveland decided to trade Darius Garland for James Harden. I'll be honest, I thought that was a move that will happen during the offseason because it was well known that if the Cavs flamed out in the postseason, first round exit, second round exit, this core was going to be broken apart. Either Darius Garland or Jared Allen was going to be traded. So the Cavaliers being proactive and noticing that Darius Garland hasn't been healthy, he hasn't really been having a good season, and despite James Harden being 10 years older, James Harden is more available. He's a better player this season than Darius Garland. So the Cavaliers front office making that adjustment of trading Darius Garland and acquiring a player like James Harden who can really play alongside almost any superstar. We've seen him play alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook. We've seen him play alongside Kawhi Leonard, and he's been able to really not disrupt anything within the offense. Now, there is questions defensively, but overall, James Harden has been able to win 50-plus games in a season playing alongside other great players. And James Harden needs to really come along and provide for this Cavaliers team that needs to win right now. And especially with Donovan Mitchell and all these rumors about him not signing an extension and waiting to see how the Cavaliers perform during the postseason, it made the Cavaliers feel the pressure from their superstar player that they need to make a move, that they need to win the conference, because it's not as if there's a juggernaut in the Eastern Conference. And the Cavaliers, to be honest, they're playing below expectations. They were projected to be a top 2 seed. We thought they were going to be a 55-plus win team and, maybe have another year of multiple All-Stars and multiple All-NBA players. But no, it's just Donovan Mitchell representing the Cavaliers as an All-Star, and he will be the only Cavalier to make an All-NBA team. So there has been some disappointing moments, some disappointing stretches for the Cavaliers overall this season. They're the 5th seed. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak before the All-Star break, but there was a lot more expectation placed upon the Cleveland Cavaliers, and there's still a lot of expectation placed on the Cavaliers making this trade for James Harden, Ellis, and Dennis Schroder. Asking me now, who would I pick, the Cavaliers or the field? I would still pick the field. Not saying that the Cavaliers can't make it out of the Eastern Conference, but it's come to a point where they just have to show us.